Of course. That's one thing I didn't do right. I have the camera facing the wrong way. Thank you. Ta-da! That's better. We can't have a stream without something being off. So today it was accidentally started with the camera facing the absolute wrong direction, so go me! Anyway, hello everyone, welcome to tonight's stream. My name is Caddie, dressed up tonight as the Daisy Bunny. It's lovely to see all of you. It's a Monday. I know we're all excited about everything besides it being Monday. Hello, Wild, and hello, Fopsy. You're both good little Fopsy floofs, and you're both very waggity tonight, apparently. It has been a few days, to say the least. I am glad we attempted to do certain things before the last minute because we found out the printer didn't feel like printing on Sunday. So we were not able to print out 2 badges that we had purchased for MFF. Fortunately, we don't have time to rectify this problem, but, you know, not always a good thing to find out you need to buy a thing you haven't bought for 6 years all of a sudden, and it's like, oh, well, there's an expense. Nothing too terrible, mind you, not the end of the world. And believe me, this particular printer lasted us about 6 years, so that's pretty darn good. Seeing as how before this, when we were buying inkjets, they would be dead within a year. I swear, it was almost like clockwork. The only reason I was printing a lot of years was tax return season. I would do my tax return, and I would print up a copy to put in the filing cabinet. And that's when we find out the printer was dead. No, I don't just mean the ink was out. That means the ink was out and dried up in the tubes and whatnot, so you couldn't print no matter what you did. So almost every beginning of the year, we would be buying a brand new inkjet printer and dropping $100 to $200 on a thing that was bound to die in another year because we'll have used it all of that once. So I'm not going to complain about the cost of the laser printer. Annoyed that it died in a weird way. The fact that it printed the whole page. It was stuck in the eject part, and it just froze and would not spin out any further. That's so weird. And we're both sure it could have easily been some part that we might have been able to replace, or a motor, or a spindle, or something. But you don't know what you can and can't replace, and the cost to send it to a repair person is going to be about the same cost it is to replace it. So neither of us saw the point in trying to get it fixed as opposed to getting it replaced with a new one. So that'll be here soon. Looking forward to that, setting that up soon, and well, having a printer again. I will say we did use this particular printer a lot more than we had any previous one. I actually printed up quite a few Lego instructions with that one for sets that I'd lost the instructions for over the years. So I was printing the instructions up and sticking them with said sets so that they now had physical instructions instead of me having to look them up every time I went to put them together. And today I was off, but we had 2 micro power interruptions. The first one wasn't even enough to make the lights go off. but I knew it was a power interruption by the noises I heard. First, I heard a boom outside at a distance, which means a transformer blew up somewhere nearby. This thereby would have potentially sent either a minor dip or a minor jolt in electrical current through our household grid. And the UPS or battery backup I have on my work desk started going off. That's annoying. Because now, me not being in the room, me actually being in bed still, and someone having to deal with the fact that there's a beeping thing on the other person's desk and I have to figure out where it is to make it shut up. The bigger problem is the switch that services from my desk onward is plugged into that device, meaning turning that off meant network connectivity stopped to Fopsy's desk. Fortunately, I was able to turn it back on and everything was fine. Back to blinky lights everywhere and internet back to the Fopsy's work computer. And then later that day, sometime I think it was around 12:30 or so, I'm sitting at my desk downstairs, relaxing, awake, all happy and such. Fopsy's in the living room watching television on her lunch break. All of a sudden, all the lights now blink out, including my desktop computer I'm playing on, which does not have battery backup because putting a battery backup on a 1,000-watt power supply plus 3 monitors is, well, that's cost ineffective. One does not battery back up that much hardware unless one has way too much money to spend. So my computer dropped off, annoyingly. And then I heard the beeping from upstairs again. So I went up, recycled that UPS again, and came back downstairs and ordered its replacement. It'll be here tomorrow. The one on Fopsy's desk got replaced earlier in the year because we figured out when power dropped a while ago, it just went from on to off. So the battery in that one had been fully worn out. This one now apparently has hit that point, and it is, well, going off and making loud if there's even a jolt in the line, so we can't have that. So, replacing that. Not too big of an expense either. That's actually fairly inexpensive. One thing we do make sure and do in our house is for our work stuff, which are laptops, so they're not really drawing that much directly, and they actually have functional batteries in them. We have all of them on battery backups, just to be on the safe side. And any networking device that is between the outside world and our work desks has battery backup to it. So our pond on the side of our house, where our fiber comes in, is plugged into a battery backup. The router that was provided by our ISP in our computer room is on a battery backup, a small one. It's just a router, that's all it's powering, so you don't need to have like 10 lead acid batteries to charge this for any length of time. One basic UPS is fine, and that covers that router. The next point, there's a switch under the TV stand next to my desk. That's on one. And on each of our work desks, another small one for each one, because not only are our work computers there, but each one has a network switch to continue on the internets. Part of that does come down to, on each of our desks, well, on my desk is the source point from downstairs. So that's one port. The work computer and a not work computer plugged in, that's 2 more ports, plus a line going out to Fopsy's desk, so that's 4 plugs that need to be in there I think we have 5-port switches on those desks. Meaning if I ever for some reason need to plug something else in on my desk, I have another jack. Flopsy has one less thing to worry about since there's not another out from her switch, just an in from mine and out to the work computer and the not work computer. I know, that's all super exciting. You are all just itching to learn about the fact that how our home network runs. Anywho, I did get some chores done over the weekend. I'm pretty happy about that. Both Saturday, I went out maybe about 11 a.m. and I raked the entire front yard. Really proud of myself for getting that done. That's the one section that we kind of have to do for appearance's sake, because I do not like to have the HOA mad at me. And I have a little Hopkins joining me, apparently. Doot. I don't want the HOA mad at me or any other locality getting a chance to complain, or any neighbors. The backyard, they can complain all they want. Sunday I managed to rake up a little bit of the backyard, specifically the patio / back porch area that has not been raked in a couple of years, and it needed it badly, and a small section of the yard. And then today I was just like, I'm too tired. I may have been off, but I did not feel like raking. My legs were still a little sore, and so were my arms. We'll see how I feel on Thursday, if I feel like doing any more racking. But anything left in the backyard no one else can see, and we can easily worry about mowing over come next spring. I have no problem with that. That does not bother me a bit. Nope, nothing yet. There we go. And so far, the new chair here that I've replaced is really comfy. I have had no problems with it. Doesn't feel like it's having any problems. Leaf litter makes for healthy spring yards. They really do. The biggest concerns, of course, are anything that's concrete. I kind of want to get the leaves off of those. Let's just say those areas I hadn't raked in a few years of the back patio were, well, it had started to turn into dirt. And it needed gone. I did not wish to have rotting on the sides of the house itself. I have no problem with the yard getting a fresh mulching by stuff like that. It is the porch and the patio and stuff don't quite need it. And hello, Mindy. Welcome to the stream this evening. It's lovely to see you. I might do a little bit more of the backyard in the areas where it's thickest. But I think there's a higher probability I would rake things into the corner and around the edge of the fence where it can be dealt with. Hello there, cutie.
Hi, Caddie.
How are you, Nick?
Oh, I'm good.
You are adorable as all get out, you know that?
No, I'm not.
I love your little jib jabs.
just came to say hi real quick.
Oh, you are welcome to say hi anytime you want, Sweetie Pea.
Yes.
Yes, it squeaks.
Squeak, 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 squeak. Okay,
Oh.
I'm gonna go before I can't stop squeaking, but I'll try to join you and spend more time with you another time, Caddie.
Oh.
Oh God, slaps.
Have fun. Oh, there. I was invaded by an adorable little floof. Well, hello there, Emmy. Welcome to this evening. It's good to see you, little hooter. Also, apparently, bending my head down to see Dick was interesting by... Whew. Blood rushed to the front of my face holes, apparently. And hello as well, honey. Welcome there, little honeybee. It's good to see you, too. Oh, you cutie pies showing up this evening. It's so nice to have company. Oh, yay. Fopsy's hugging Emmy right back. Well, that was good. I'm glad you guys are snuggling. Snuggling's fun. Erp. Not cute. Aw, but honey. You're the sweetest little honeybee that ever did buzz. I always think you're cute. Oh, well, absolutely there, Emmy. Let me fix that. I'm gonna say yes, yes you may. Done. Honey is cute. Fopsy lied. No. Well, Fopsy does lie. But not about that. That's definitely a truth. Honey is an adorable little honeybee. And I am a relaxed Benoy who is having a friend request, location request. Sure. Sure, little tiger bee. You can come right on in. Flop says, how very dare of me, / Bluey. I do that sometimes. Not truth. We're going to agree to disagree. And there's a hydrate. Thank you, Mindy. I definitely would need that. And ta-da. Found it pretty quick. One major benefit of being in a sitting position and before actually starting to stream, taking assessment of my location, I very quickly know where my water bottle is. How am I today? I am doing just the duckies there, honey. I'm actually feeling pretty darn good. Just relaxing and feeling nice. I was a little bummed yesterday when the printer stopped working and we were trying to do stuff. But I got over that pretty quick. Denny says, it's a tomato bee. No, honey's a honeybee. Denny, TTIs. Emmy hides in a nesting trying to get warm. I'm so sorry. Well, it's not too chilly in here, at least. And there's a little tiger bee, honey. Emmy. Hello. You small. Who's a good little small? I pet you more, but you're inside my desk. There you are. Hello, Emmy. Dots. So keep that up. I actually put on a warm hoodie before starting. No pacifiers. No, no, no. Barf? No, I wouldn't give you a pacifier there, sweet pea. Not tonight, anyway. No Baba? Possibly Baba. Feel you there, Emmy. Caddie is comfy, but I'm not. I'm sick. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. I hope you feel better. And Pop says my nose is cold and my toes are cold, and your spots are cold, and my Emmy poofed. No baba. Okay, how about a kitten? Emmy's hiding from me. Little zoomy bee. Emmy, my asthma is kicking my toe. Ugh, I am so sorry. I had to deal with that a lot more when I was younger. It was fun when I went to college, and to get to the 8th floor, you had two choices. Stand in a line for an elevator that was like 40 people long for an 8-person elevator, or go up 8 flights of stairs. I would go up 8 flights of stairs and then knock back a big ol' puff or two of albuterol. I was actually surprised as I kept pushing myself. My asthma actually went away because I was too stubborn to let it kick my butt. Fopsy, you have an interesting definition of fun. I do sometimes. Hello, hamburger. I see you, Mike. There you are. Hello, hamburger Emmy. You're a burger kitty? Burger kitty. I'm gonna go with that. Caddie, can I only interrupt? You absolutely may. And Fopsy says, oh, no fun. I agree. Poor Emmy having too much asthma is no fun. But yes, honey, you may lay on my lap. I am okay with that. Mindy be like, what? Actually, my stubbornness is what helped me lose a lot of weight, and that's probably what actually fixed my problem. 41 years of it, and hot and cold. Aww. Denny says, been a rough number. I am so sorry. I hope it gets better. Well, it's almost over. I miss Jelly Kitty. Well, probably we'll just need to find you a new Jelly Kitty. That's all. We'll get you a new Jelly Kitty there, MMs. This one doesn't mesh with me. I can understand. It's okay. It's not... It's a burger. Here, let's see what I have that's free that you might like. Is there anything you might need? Here, this one's a freebie. Feel free to clone this one if you want to be a kitty. Comes in all colors. Oh, are you on desktop or on any sort of VR headset at the moment? Desktop. Okay. Pop up your big menu. That's the one you press escape to get up. And in the lower right, you should see a option for select. Out of the big 8 square buttons that show up on that menu. Select user should be on there. And then you got it. There you go. Now you have a Kiki. Ta-da! Avatars. Let's see, is there anything else that I think Emmy needs? I don't have a Jelly Kitty. I do have a Hop Deer. You need to be a little deer. Yes, please. Oh, you got it. Boop. Oh dear. Same thing, make sure you favorite the avatar before you change out of it, that way you'll know you'll keep it. Because if you leave it just in your recents, it can easily get scrolled off and lost. And my apologies, camera, you can't see me right now. I am way down here. There we are. No clone? Really? This one should be clonable. It's puppy. I'm sorry. Well, I guess they took the cloning off of this one. Yeah, because she just cloned off of me.
Oh, okay.
Good description. I don't wish. Weird. I don't know why that one's not clonable. Anyway, I'm gonna switch back to me. For what I feel like being today. Change. There we go. And now you're looking at my knees, because you all need me. There we go. And camera's back in a reasonable location. Flying off. Ta-da! There. Sorry for the little bypass there. Been having... I really am sorry, Denny. I hope your November gets better. And I hope you have a good Thanksgiving coming up and eat a lot of food. Teach your no asthma skill to Dorian. I wish I could. Honestly, I really think it was the losing weight thing that did it for me. Because I basically just stubborned my way to losing weight at that point. And I did it. I just didn't give up getting around. I pushed my body further than I probably should have. I went from always having sore feet to rarely having them from just getting around. So I may have just killed the nerves in my feet that sense pain, or I may have toughened them up. Either way, no problems there. Honey says, thank you, and flops in my lap. Yay! I have no energy to do it. Oh, so I'm sorry, Huns. I hope you get some Ange too. Flopsy be sending some warm hugs to all. Denny has no energy to hop on VRT. I can totally understand that. There are enough days when I feel that. I skipped out on 3 VR chat meets on Saturday because I just couldn't. Flopsy, I need way more avatar space. There's so many fun things to be. Weeder! Yes, I was a weeder, and I go bleat just like Wild does. Hobdeer's a fun one. Oh. Well, that's a thing. Pop-up menu. Sure. Yes, you may. I saw the pop-up. Emmy, going to go, Caddie, not feeling so good. Oh, I'm so sorry, little hun. Little Ams. You'll feel better. Well, they should be here in just a moment. I already said yes. I know who it is, but I'm being secretive because I'm mean like that. There. I move, and it's hard to get myself back anywhere near where I want to be. Always how it works. I can definitely comprehend the tummy hurts thing. Already made the mistake tonight of having candies. Which may taste good, but I find eating sugary lump things tends to give me a tum-tum ache if I don't be careful about it. But it was only 3 fun-size candies too, so it's not like I had that much. Fop says, can confirm, Caddie is a meanie. A tiny teacup meanie. Aww. Not that mean. Usually pretty nice. And I have a sleeping honey in my lap. Oh, I will keep you safe there, honey fops. You can come on in, sweetheart. You're adorable, you know that, right? That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to talk. You just have to keep being adorable. Feel better, too, okay? You be a good Animal Crossing buddy critter. Animal Crossing buddy critter. Close enough. I like how Emmy drew lines involving jumping off of the railing up there and then down again. Such a creative little hobbit. Sorry for the... Oh, you're allowed to doodle. I don't mind one bit. I do mind the little stray hair in my eyelash, most likely. Sorted. So, this coming week, for all Americans, you'd know about this, is Thanksgiving. Though I would love to go see my parents or my in-laws on actual Thanksgiving, Thursday. We have off Thursday, and we work Friday. The closest of either set of parents is mine, and that is 5 hours drive. Denny is all diamonds, is not like, aw, I'm sorry there, Ems. And it's really hard to concept driving 5 hours even on Wednesday night, eating a meal that makes me sleepy on Thursday, and then having to book it back home for work on Friday, since the only two people in our department that are going to be working are the two people that'll be in that car. I prefer non-suicide. What's Thanksgiving? It is a holiday where Americans eat too much and have to do it with their family members and feel uncomfortable and have to avoid talking about religion and politics for multiple hours, while all trying to find a way to be comfortable in one person's house where there's usually not enough comfortable couches / comfortable seats, and almost definitely not enough seats at the dining table. Captain Stouty says, howdy, cutie pie. Well, hello there, Captain. Mindy says, might smoke some ribs. Oh, we have many comfy couches. We actually do too. In this house, we have the large couch in the living room that has a full-size couch with a shea lounge at the end. The less comfy couch on the other wall, which you usually have covered with fursuit stuff. The very big round chair that's basically a love seat. In this room, we have yet another couch, which is the futon couch, which is surprisingly really comfy. And a myriad of other interesting, comfy chair-like objects, including several of those saucer chairs. Mendy, you know about them. You're the first person I sat on one at their house. But we have several big fluffy saucer chairs that are actually quite comfy to set up further. So we are set up for seating people. Papa-san chair. Yeah, that kind. Flopsy softly mumbles in my sleep, oh, I paid you more. Sleepy little thing. Captain says, Captain says burp. Captain says, I'm buzzing some, so I'm going to tease and embarrass you, cutie pie. Mwahaha. Mwahaha. That's dangerous. Jack's Jack says, so glad I don't have to deal with that. Mindy says, I want a smooshy big one for my sunroom. The ones I picked up at Sam's Club are not ginormous, but they're bigger than the one I got off of Amazon. It's pretty darn comfy, and I got 2 of those. So there's a gray one and a pink one. Okay, fine, Cabin. I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. Are you happy? I'm a good girl. Yeah, cutesy voice. You can have a cutesy voice for the next 20 minutes. That's fine. 38:40 is when I gotta remember that I can stop. I need to be a soft cat bed. I could agree on that. Those are fun to sit in, especially big soft ones. Nope, cute voice said in the cute. Oh, well, you did it in the wrong order then. I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. Yes, I have seen Papa San's that were very big and super soft. In fact, I think I last remember seeing them in sale at a Pier 1, but since those don't exist anymore, apparently, it's not exactly a good shopping option. Parmesan on spaghettis is good. Ha, that's adorable, Jack. We are actually almost out of our shaker of Parmesan cheese that Foxy does use on a few things. I had been buying a chunk of Parmesan cheese, but they tend to just go bad before we get through them, so it was just becoming an expense. But I do love Parmesan cheese too. It is very tasty. I just cannot eat too much of it because it will make my tum-tum hurt. It is one of the few cheeses where I can actually eat good Parmesan a lot more than I can eat other things. Probably because it's aged longer and it's higher salt content and less milk fats. Very tasty, very good cheese in my opinion to munch on. Right next to very sharp cheddars and blue cheese, not dressing, not blue cheese dressing, bleh. No, I mean actual blue cheese. I do love a good, solid honk of stanky, moldy cheese. All of which normally on a wheat thin. That is my preferred cheese delivery object. And not to say those are the only cheeses that I enjoy eating directly. Those are the ones I like the most. Blue cheese with buffalo wings. I can enjoy several. Oh, that's going to be ham beans today because my my feet twackers are not on. I hope that's okay. Go. Beans. In fact, I'll even scooch forward. Beans. Hidden beans. Beans. It's not that I'm being lazy either. It's more that my trackers were what was causing me the most hassle. So I apologize that they made me more of a hassle than anything else, especially if I'm sitting down. So I decided I'm just going to leave them off for the moment and save a lot of effort, a lot of anti-effort. Effort for something that has absolutely no pan. Green kitty? Burp. Green kitty? I don't know. No one else has joined us. It's just you, me, and Denny at the moment. Unless there's a like an NPC critter that's roaming around this world. Which is highly possible. The number of kitty photos on the wall, they may actually have a an AI kitty here. Add beans. Okay, I can give more beans. I'll give some fresh beans because the ad. There. Fresh beans. Add free beans. Is that good? Are we covered? Did we get enough bean in here? Extra beans. Boston Bake Style. Mm. Since Foxy and I are off on Thursday, we're mostly just going to end up relaxing around the house, most likely. Probably cook something simple for dinner, nothing too fancy, just because I'm going to enjoy the day off. And Saturday is going to be Magic Day. There is a 17.5-pound turkey in our freezer that's about to get defrosted, probably starting tomorrow night. And will be brined from Friday night until Saturday morning, at which point it will be baked to perfection and served up to a house full of my local friends, not too far from here. We tend to meet up at Javi's house because though we may have several comfy couches, Javi has more comfy couches. Where our couch is a couch with a Shea lounge, his couch is 2 couches with a Shea lounge. He also has several more comfy chairs in the living room, plus the downstairs has a total of 8 electric recliners, a big leather movie chair style ones, so plenty of space for everybody to sit. And there are other couches in this house too, and other comfy chairs. Plus actually enough dining room chairs for everyone to sit at to eat dinner if need be. Somebody has the Polaroid. It tooked. Aww, yee, that's actually a pretty good picture. Here. There you go. It's Polaroid of me. Thank you, Danny. I see that there. One of the last family Thanksgivings I went to with my actual family, I was in my 20s, so was my sister. And all of the adults got to sit at the main table. And the 2 of us were at the kiddie table with 2 of our cousins who were like pre-elementary and like 1st grade. Now, at the big people table, there was also 2 other toddlers because they did not want to not sit with their mummies. So those little ones got to sit at the adult table where 2 of us adults were stuck sitting in the living room at the folding table. I'm like, oh, this is fair. Couldn't we have at least just pushed the folding table up against the main table so that we could all be together? No, we were stuck being pushed into the living room on folding chairs at a folding table. Bonus, the living room is where the television is, and the big dining room table kind of angled towards the television, so a couple of the adults at the adult table were picking what was on this television and having it turned up very loudly. I gotta go for dinner, see you tomorrow. Have a good night there, Emmy Poof. You relax and have fun. You want to get a hug before you go? Hug before you run off? There you are. Where'd you go? There you are. You do shut me. Petitito Fluffle. You're a good girl. You know that, Emmy? My arm just went away because it's under the desk. Good girl. Cuddle. Yee. This is the best I could do because my left arm... You are now out of tracking range. Well, I don't have arms anymore. I used to have those. You're adorable, though. Thank you for coming and spending time. Mwah. Good girl. Enjoy your din-din. So, at said Thanksgiving that we did not wish to be so excluded at, they wanted to watch what they wanted to watch on the TV, and they put it up loud, because not only are they far away from it, they're also old men who were hard of hearing. So we were stuck listening to football at loud levels. The four of us who were in the living room all universally agreed that Cartoon Network is far superior an option at the moment to watching this mess. So we commandeered the remote control and fixed it. Constantly through that meal, I made treks out into the grown-up zone and made prominent declarations that I was liberating food items for the exiles table, including at one point I liberated an entire pie for the four of us and just said, I am liberating this pumpkin pie and bringing it to the living room, to the exiles table. And no one seemed to care. That was the last time I went to one of our family Thanksgivings, because I was, after that I ended up moving away that next year, and I was not in the mood to just go and feel like I was the second-class citizen at my family's get-together. Now to catch back up. Mobile app was not working for me tonight. Oh, I'm so sorry. Looking forward to Saturday, though. Yee! I am so happy for that, too. Lots of good eating and lots of good friendling. And some wilds. Lots of wild. Bois, Fopsy Woo. Mendy says we actually own the kid table we used to sit at Thanksgiving back when we all had family. That is awesome. You possess the kiddie table. It is yourn. Many else says I tried to give it to my aunt when we moved, but she decided against it. So it covered in plants in the sunroom. Nice. MST3K has Turkey Day on marathons, and it's still on streams of Twitch. Wow, nice. What day is it? Thanksgiving? That'll be this Thursday. Thursday, the last Thursday in November in the United States is Thanksgiving. I'm guessing you were not from around here then, Jack. I want buffalo wings. I can agree on that. I love some buffalo wings. Mendy says, ooh, had some last night and can recommend. I am definitely all for this. And to prove I am not the absolute most mild creature in the world, most mild, there's still pretty mild. Tonight was taco night. Both Fopsy and I did taco salad because I've been preferring that on taco night. I've mentioned that before, over making a burrito or tacos or anything like that. It seems to work out better for me. I enjoy it more, and I actually am feeling it all the way through, whereas with the burrito or the tacos, I was just kind of feeling bored about halfway through. I don't know if it's the chewy nature or what, but it just didn't work as well. But mashed up in a bowl with a bunch of lettuce and crushed up tortilla chips seems to work great. But why I mentioned I am not the most mild, this is the second time in a row I added Tabasco to the meat. And this time I actually added even more. instead of just a couple of quick dashes to the 2.25 pounds of ground meat, I added like 8 or 12 of them. I can't remember exactly how many times I shook the Tabasco bottle, but there were quite a few shakes in there. And it definitely did not taste hot, mind you, but it did not taste mild anymore. It tasted like there was a little something going on, a little bit of spice. So I was pretty happy with that. The Fopsy may enjoy habanero as a preferred flavor, and I do like that one as well. Tabasco is actually my favorite hot sauce pepper. I specifically like the flavor it has. The somewhat smoky, somewhat usually not bitter, flavorful hot sauce to me. It has body. I find it does something. Cayenne doesn't do much for me. Jalapeno-based sauces don't do much for me. They just taste like hot. Tabasco, I find, actually feels like it's a flavor, and I feel like it actually adds something to the party where, like Frank's Red Hot would just add warm without any reasoning. Wild be like, ooh, buffalo wings. Mindy says, spicy garlic parmesan wings, but boneless because the regular ones with one head would be awful. I can understand that. I normally don't pick the boneless ones, mind you, either. I know they're usually chunks of white meat chicken, so it's basically a popcorn chicken with sauce on it, and it doesn't taste the same to me. If they were dark meat, I'd say that they'd be closer, but being white meat, it just kind of doesn't for me. Mindy says the marathon is on Thursday. Yee! Mindy also says just search for MST3K on Twitch. It should pull up. They stream all the time, and so does Riff Tracks. Nice. Yeah. Hello, Denny. And you wanted an ooh-woo. Which side are you actually? I always get confused in cameras, whatever. Is it on my left, or are you actually on my right? There you are. Ooh-woo, Denny. Ooh-woo. Ooh-woo. Ooh-woo, little Denny bunny thing. Ooh-woo. I'm glad people enjoy these things. Yes, it is. I will. I can understand. The only times I've been coming into desktop mode were when I was just playing Stream Raiders, and I was intending to just leave it on and bashing at the monster and doing something else in the room. Since I've had a VR headset anyway. For me, I find getting in half body like I am right now is really... it's acceptable. The whole process of putting on all the trackers, though, and the headache of, oh, no, my hip is going off, I'll do it at a party, or my foot went to sleep, and all of a sudden or it wigs out, and it kicks off over to the left somewhere. I'm sorry. Oof. What type of RAM is in your computer? Are you DDR3 or DDR4s? Hmm. If your problem was just DDR3, I might have been able to, help you with that. We have some sitting in the drawer. uh, and that you can only fix nowadays with getting new graphics cards, since they didn't make, for good reasons actually, they didn't make the RAM upgradable in video cards for very long. It was only around the SVGA card era that we even had any that did that, up into the early AGP slots sections. Reason being, the moment you add that extra plastic frame and the contacts and all that hoo-ha to add the RAM as opposed to being on the board, you lose the speed. And the whole point of it being video RAM. We need you to get a video card. Video card! Video card goes zoom! I know we're going to have to look into a bonus video card to throw in one of our computers come next year when we do the computer upgrade. Because we're keeping our current video cards when we do our change up, but we're putting one of our current desktops in the living room as secondary gaming zone. So if we're taking our good video cards out of these computers, we're going to have to put something in one of those computers in the other room. And probably... well, by the time we... I'm sorry. 3080s are pretty sweet. But that's a great... well, was a grand when we picked them up earlier in the year. I don't know what they are now, because, well, I'm not shopping for one today, so I haven't looked at the prices, because all that does is make me feel bad that, oh, that video card you spent $1,000 on? Well, it's now $80. And then you, like, pee your pants and go, if I'd have waited 9 months, I could have had the same video card for almost nothing. I'm pretty sure it's more than $50. Video card goes zoom, so does Bunny Butt. Yeah, it does. In fact, here, we'll give some Bunny Butt go zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. There. There, my butt specifically went zoom for you. Are you well entertained? Hmm. Yeah, it's $75. No, I bet it is not $75, Jack. I am sure it is more than that. In fact, here, because it's being in question, bring up my Firefox on my other screen. I don't care which one. This one. Thank you. Go to Amazizzle. No, I don't need to look up that anymore. I bought that. Thank you. Okay, we need 3080 graphics card. Okay, that hurts, but not as much as I expected it would. I'm seeing 3080s for six to 650-ish zone. Price low to high. Please don't just give me like power adapters and garbage. Yeah, it starts with something stupid. Oh, as low as 500. Nice. And not even a bad name on that. That's MSI. RTX 3080, 10 gig, $499 even. Gigabyte, I think that's the brand name we bought, and those are looking at about $570. Eh. Camera, you go over here and be out of my way. Am I still facing the way I want to be? I'm turned a little bit. That's part of the problem. I turned. Come here. I physically turned instead of turning logically, which will mess me up. Anyway, get out of that. Go back to where I can see the chat. Made me look at Micro Center. I'm content with my setup, at least. That's good. $6.50? Yeah, no. Micro Center has some good low prices I've learned since living near one. Ooh, yeah, we're getting a Micro Center down in Indy, so it's only going to be about a 2-hour drive from us now. So I will have the option of going to Micro Center. Also, that's the option of when I can go to the Castle Mall, where we have a Lego store. And that's a very important part of my life. Going to Lego store. Well, it's Legos at Lego price, so yes. Yeah, actually, they have that at Target or Barnes & Noble. Oh yeah, Barnes & Noble sells a lot of that stuff. Okay, I'm going to ask you for 2 Lego sets for Christmas. You just have to get them for me. These are the 2 Lego sets I want. I want the Millennium Falcon, the good one, and the Venture-class Star Destroyer. I remember the Millennium... The Falcon's 800. I scared Diddy off. I don't remember the Venture-class Star Destroyer was one of the ones that was like full size, but I'm pretty sure that one was up in the price tag too. There was also the Razor Crest, one scale to the minifigures. That one was like $400, I think. It was pretty, mind you. These are beautiful looking Star Wars ships. A Millennium Falcon scale to minifigures at $800 is an intense situation. I don't know if I could plausibly sit down and consider how much time it would take me to build a $800 Millennium Falcon Lego set. That is crazy.
2 weeks.
Oh, it'd take... Well, if I just did it for 2 weeks, yeah, I could probably do that. And he says, my laptop was the cheapest there, cheaper there than anywhere online. Nice. You pick those up at MOA. Deco has many of those, and they are impressive in person. Oh, Mall of America. Yeah. When we visit him, I sleep in the Lego room. Well, it'd be different if you visited us. You have two choices. You're sleeping in the plushie room or sleeping in the library. Both of which are really comfortable locations. They do have full-size beds. If you really don't want to sleep in those, there's the living room or the computer room, which have couch/futon couch that folds out into a bed. If we really get desperate, I can set up the air mattress on either the living room floor or in the family room. All the options. And no one sleeps on the top bunk in the plushie room. That is basically solid plushies from the top of that bed to the ceiling. It is storage space. It's daring because we typically have Freya, and Freya has not wagged any of the shoes. That is impressive. There is a smiley face behind me. Someone's having fun with the rainbow bed. You're adorable. Ah. That's pretty cool. I just want a sequel to Lego City Undercover. Oh my glob. It is a game. It is. It is Lego type game changer level. I love Officer Honey. The fact that that game had such a big story. It's not a short game from what I can tell, from what I remember. That's not even including all of the stupid level of unlockable builds you can do, and locations and things, cars to unlock, people. I don't remember. It has been ages since I played it. It was back when we first got our Wii U, so about 6 months after the Wii U came out, basically. But nice. Technically, our first Wii U game we never played. Ours came with a copy of the Zombie U game, physical copy. I don't think either of us ever even put it in. But we got a combo pack that came with that, digital copy of Nintendo Land, which we did play, and a Pro controller. And it was the better version, the black, how many gigs was the bigger one? Yeah. Yeah. I saw... We were trying to match the rest of our living room anyway, as opposed to just being white, so we went with the black one. Then we wanted the more data space. We were like, Okay, it doesn't seem to have expandable data storage normally. Might as well go with the big one just in case. The what? Oh, good. Haven't turned on in a while.
Well, that's bad because either the timing transplant or transplant or
I'll go turn that on tonight.
yeah. Because
It's
Orly would recommend you take care of it now. Because that way you can get your energy back on.
now I just want tiramisu. Now I'm hungry. I want dessert.
Tiramisu requires
Ah.
it's based around the caffeine content
Oh. Jack.
Well,
Hmm? Go ahead.
well, amazing stuff.
Nice. Jack be feeling tired and heading off to bed. Well, thank you very much. You have a good rest there, Jack. Enjoy your evening and rest well. And Nepal, hello, plush flops. Hello, plushy poof. Mindy says, I have some chocolate peppermint bark cookies. Oh, jealous. I still have over half a bag of Reese Cups and Twixes because that was my one bag of November 1st candy I picked up. It was a 50 piece. It's still half full. I have what you would call self-control. We made those the other day. Now I am more jealous because fresh cookies. Yarm. I like cookies. Nice. How cute. We have 3 of our controllers are Motion Plus, I think. One of which you had to put the little... It was the era where they were just adding it. It's a snap on the butt. But that one's a pink one. But at least it had a blow through, so you could still plug a nunchuck into the back of it.
That pass through is what you
Yeah. Of course, by the time I was getting Motion Plus stuff, I wasn't doing much with the actual controllers anymore. We have Homebrew installed on our Wii. And there may be a file folder full of ROM files on a hard drive in my house non-disclosing this. Oh, that is butts. Made them the other day. I'd share if I could. Once I have more butter, I'll make chocolate orange shortbread. Oh, you make me hungry, Mandy. Talk about delicious cookies. Put that cookie down.
I knew you were gonna go for the head.
Yeah, yeah. I'm easily broken. And predictable. Hmm. One day it'll grow up to Mac large. Mac Minis were built pretty good. Aw. Yeah, that's fair. I, yeah. Going to melt. Snow kitten. Snippy. Ooh, Terry's chocolate orange drizzle. Oh, your cookie sounds so good. Arf. Well, I hope you have a. Well, I hope you have a good din too. You be a good little Benoy there, Denny. Be a good girl. Yay! I should still be streaming on Monday and Wednesday next week. And then we travel off Thursday to the far, far away land of Chicago. If. You be a good girl, okay? Enjoy your din-dins. Mwah. Then there was one. I think I'm facing the right way. Basically. What about Sneppy? Oh, Danny's going to install Sneppy on his Mac, on her Mac Mini. I am so sorry, I did not mean to do that. Her Mac Mini. Mindy be like, oh, Nepal be give me a water. Hey, Chicago isn't that far land from it. It's 3 to 3.5 hours away. You know, that is far. It's an entirely different time zone. Granted, I hit the other time zone before I leave Indiana, but that's beside the point. There you go. Wasser. I'm about to start making dinner, then I can try. Oh, yay! Well, I hope you have a good dinner there, Nepal, and you are welcome whenever you are free. Meant to be like, din rar, 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 rar. I have issues. But I like all my issues. Also, it's a cute photo. Cute photo! I love when VR worlds have these little Polaroid cameras and people can take pictures. It's usually up to like 10 pictures at any given moment can be ejected. I wonder where it got left. I think I see it. I think that's it over there. Yeah. Here, chat. I want to take a picture of you with the Polaroid. Oh, you has a viewfinder on the back of it too. This is what I'm looking at. Waits for a picture to come out. Shake it like a Polaroid. There. This is what you look like, chat. You look like a kitchen in a doghouse for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't make the world. Obviously, I'm not a world maker. I just came here as my second choice. As the first place I went to, I was like, oh, this place looks dumb. It was too boring. Here. You're selecting. Come here. Be grabbed. There. Now you're where I want you. There we go. Back to umbilical, you're in the way. Am delayed. Had a T-door event I attended. Well, you're allowed. You can go to things. I don't judge. You're allowed to have real lives outside of me. And Bendy be like, I'm hot. Open up a window. You can cool. I'm actually starting to get warm myself, considering unzipping the hoodie. Trans Day of Remembrance. Oh, well, that's actually pretty nice. I'm glad you got to attend one of those. I actually joined the LGBTQ plus AI question mark asterisk pound sign at symbol group at my job, so every month I go to a meeting of all of the people in that ERG. Kind of neat. I meant the picture of you took. Oh yeah. Oh my. Yeah, you look amazing. Oh, let me pull that back up. Don't you just look at you guys. Look at you. Aren't you the best? Mandy, you're the microwave sitting back there behind the counter. Either that or the tea kettle. Which would you rather be, the tea kettle or the microwave? Wish T-door didn't have to exist. You know, yeah, I agree. I wish that we didn't have to have things like that just to have normality. It ain't cool. It ain't cool. You would just have normal be normal. Back to the screen. Agreed, but it does. Kettle, it makes water for coffee. It does. Also, can I be the stove? You absolutely can be there, Nepal. You are the stove because you're hot too. It's a hot day in the town tonight. Oh yeah. Oobity oobity. It is sad, though, that in this day and age we still have so many people trying to fight us having rights to have trans people be allowed to exist. People who are in any way not straight, not allowed to be able to be married, or just be themselves, whatever they happen to select to be. That's just dumb. Also, in like now a handful of states in the United States, it's illegal for a woman to choose what to do with her body in general. That one blows my mind that we actually backstep that. Like, I kind of guessed we were going to lose gay marriage rights at some point. That is actually the reason why Fopsy and I got married as quickly as we did, was to make sure that if they did try and takesies backsies it, we had a piece of paper that says we were married. My cousin learned about it not long after I came out, and it was enough for her to let me know she supported me 100%. That is awesome. I'm glad that your cousin supports you, Mandy. And Nepal apparently agrees and gives you hugs. She is good people, and I love her. Yay. Hmm. I know for sure my sister, my mother, my father all support the fact that I'm gay. My grandmother did support the fact that I was gay. Um, my grandfathers and my other grandmother were not around at the point whenever I found out either, so none of them got to find out. In fact, one of those grandfathers I never got to meet, so that's a thing. He died when Mom was a little girl. um, Funny thing that came up in someone. Anyways, bye bye for now, Mickey. Bye, Nepal. Enjoy your Mickey Dinnies, and I will see you when you get done. Enjoy them foobs. I was chatting at someone else's stream the other day, and they mentioned something McGee, and like something about being clever and whatnot, using the McGee term, and I got to mention my grandmother's name was McGee. Esther McGee. That is not my mother's maiden name either, so I am not doxing myself. So, you're safe. Because Grandma remarried after Mom's dad died, and had 3 more kids. So, she was a busy lady. So I apparently amazed a streamer the fact that I actually was the child of a McGee, and that I was actually proud that her name got to be used for many a funny thing, many an entertaining joke, and I know she would have 100% appreciated being referenced in many of these ways. Apparently my extended family is wildly awesome, and then I felt like it made more sense because I'm so different from my immediate family. Huh. Well, that's cool. My grandmother was a McGee too. Hoy Beagles. Before marriage. Okay, clever McGee. Ooh woo, Denny. Ooh woo. You may get some more ooh woos, Denny. Ooh woo. I am not sure what Grandma McGee was before she was married. I know what she was after she was first married. I'm not saying that out loud because, never go by your mother's maiden name. But it's like, wow. I don't know what that name was. That's kind of scary. Then again, she had 2 last names already I had to remember, and she died when I was 12, so I can't blame myself too hard on that. What I do know is her name when she was, had Mom on with first husband, actually has the same last name as, like 2 or 3 steps back in my father's heritage. I don't know how, it wasn't like directly related, but the fact that they actually had the same last name about 3 steps back, like, we're not like third cousins or something like that they married or anything, but when you grow up in a small town, eventually you're going to see some points where the tree stops branching and slinks back in a little bit before branching again. So eventually, diversity, you run out at 1,400 people. I do not miss living in such a small town as Apollo. It was too small. There are certain things you cannot enjoy if you live in a place that is too First off, there were barely any places to shop when I was a kid. And now the Kmart that was 15 minutes away is gone. I think the Big Lots is still there. All of the local little diddle shops that were in town, the Ben Franklin and a couple other little shops, are now all replaced with dollar somethings. And Ben Franklin was like a micro Kmart to me. It actually, unlike a Dollar General where you have everything, just really tiny packs of it, like a 1 pack of soap, or just like a frozen burrito, or a single Coke at a time. It actually had a clothing department, a toy department. It was basically a small Kmart-y type place. No food service, no food section like a Super Walmart or anything, or a Target nowadays. But this was back in the 80s and 90s, so that wasn't really how every store was. In fact, I remember when the Kmart in town finally added a small food section, which really felt weird to all of us who were like, we got like 7 grocery stores within driving distance, right? You don't need to also sell potato chips and spaghetti sauce. We're good. We're covered. I don't remember buying a single piece of food at that Kmart. Ever. Other than maybe a candy bar. Okay, I'll take that back. They had the Little Caesars, and I bought cooked food there, but I never bought anything out of the grocery section of the grocery store part of that Kmart. That was the first place we had Little Caesars in town, and back when Little Caesars was new, it tasted a lot better. It may have still been cheap pizza, but it was definitely better cheap pizza at that point. And it was one of the few new options we had besides Fox's to get pickup from. Because for some reason we never did takeout from the Pizza Hut. And we rarely got to eat at the Pizza Hut because Dad doesn't eat pizza, so pizza was only a takeout thing 99% of the time. The only time we ever ate at the Pizza Hut was when we had a Book It coupon. So I read my books every month, so I got Book It coupons. Ben Franklin was a lot like an early day Dollar General to me. Our bar for bad pizza was low back then. So bad it was still okay. Yeah, I mean, when you compared getting Little Caesars over getting Fox's, it was, Little Caesars was the winner. I'm surprised you had a Ben Franklin too, Wild. Huh. You see, why I say Ben Franklin was less like Dollar General and more like a small Kmart is because we actually had brand name toys at the Ben Franklin. I bought actual legit G.I. Joes at Ben Franklin. I bought legit Legos at Ben Franklin. They didn't have a big selection, but they did have some. Whereas you go to Dollar General, you have Mighty Action Fighter and in the blocks or something, and Mom buys us some of those occasionally and gives them to us for Christmas. And I always say thank you. In fact, I think I have one sitting next to my desk. Fox's is vile. The only pizza Sonny has ever snubbed. I don't blame Sonny one bit. Hold on just a second. I think I actually have one of the... I can't show it to you, but... Okay, the name of this set is Make It Blocks Soldier with Tank. It is 25 pieces. The soldier is a little square stub with a head that has a hat on it. I already put together 2 of the other sets out of this line, and wow, they make my slew bonds look like quality Lego bits. For the record, Slubon is another knockoff Lego that I used to buy some of off of Amazon, and actual decent quality pieces comparatively to a lot of the knockoffs. The only negatives I can give, the Mans were a little weird compared to Lego Man. They still were fine. I could, in my Lego Airport world, they could live together. They're close enough. The pieces were a little bit more brittle feeling, not quite as stable feeling as a regular Lego. But the biggest complaint was the model constructs were not as thought out structurally as a Lego one. Visibly, by golly, some of the Slubon planes, if you didn't see the little Mans next to them, you would have sworn they were Lego. That's how good they were. They really did a really good job of constructing these things. I was impressed. That's why I bought quite a few of them from them. Cargo planes, passenger planes, etc. And it added to my airport paraphernalia by a lot. But I've had other fake Legos in the past. The pieces don't stick together as well, like those ones, like the little one I just talked about that I read the box in front of me. But the Slubons were actually really well put together. They did a good job of generating a good piece. And I bought my share of knockoff Legos because if I get in a kick, like I'm buying airplanes, there's usually only so many Lego airplanes I could buy, even if I go scour eBay to look for ones I had missed over the years that I could still somehow afford. I'm not buying an airport set for $600, no spank you. But I will buy an airplane that's still within a reasonable price. And I have done that. Yep, I still remember it. That is awesome. I'm glad you remember it. I have a lot of good memories of Ben Franklin, too. I went off on a distant tangent with that, didn't I? Caddie thought go zoom. On my Amazon wish list for my Christmas list this year, I actually do have a couple of fake Legos on the list, including a fake Lego airplane. It's another brand. For all I know, it is the same brand that made Slubon, because they may just have ended up changing their name over the years. Because there's quite a few times I'll have gotten fake Legos, and I'll get fake Legos with a new name, and it's... if the odd construct parts are the same, it makes you question, is this actually the same knockoff company with a new logo? I got several castle sets that were on the knockoff Legos. Partly because they were really affordable and I was hungering for more castle stuff. They weren't all the best physical constructs, but they had little castle mans and weapons and a building to put together, so they were still fun. I bought the super duper girly ultra pink castle once. It was super cheap too, but it was a fun build, and I still have it in my bag sets section somewhere. I got quite a few that were total, like... I think someone was just smoking pot and putting fake Lego pieces together and just called it a day, and I called it a castle, and I bought it, and I'm like, well, this is a thing. But it's my thing, so yay for that. So many Lego sets I want to rebuild again. I own a lot, obviously, and some of the joy of Lego is pulling the sets back out, putting together, or taking a set and then, instead of building what you're supposed to, building something different. I'm going to avoid the giant pour them all into a bucket again game, because that actually was the point of, there was too much chaos and hard to find parts that I might want to build something. But it might be interesting to, say, take out one of my Lego castle sets and just build it in a different way and just make something fun out of it. That's more or less what I did with the castle wall extension project I did for myself. Except I specifically bought a incomplete Black Falcon's Fortress and some extra walls, and intentionally used that and a bunch of other effectively dead location spare parts to make wall chunks. I still need to take the time to carry out all of my 80s Lego castles and all those wall pieces, the living room floor, and put them together in a gigantic circle of doom and just put it together for a couple of quick photos before I have to carry it back, because yeah, I don't have a table big enough for that, and that'd just be a giant trip hazard. And I do not wish to embed Lego into any parts of my body. That'd be my plan anyway. Another little benefit of the Ben Franklin is, not only was it physically in town to where my parents lived, it was literally down the street. If you walked down the street they were on, a block and a half, and then crossed First Street, you were at Ben Franklin. You were touching the wall of Ben Franklin. So I had a small store that I could, as a kid, walk to and buy some fun stuff. Oh, and every summer we would buy our fireworks. I use that term super loosely since it's Pennsylvania. Fireworks generally include things like smoke bombs, pull poppers, little throwy poppy things, and stuff like that. But yeah, that was all at the Ben Franklin. They did sell good candy too, in general. That's one of the few places where I remember buying, like, they had the open bin of Tootsie Rolls that were a penny a piece. Also, a random thing from my childhood that I know shouldn't exist now. If it does, I contest its purpose. Not candy cigarettes. Bubblegum cigarettes. They were in the penny a piece section too. This is definitely on the health hazard level, because these weren't fully contained. They were in a bin, and they were a stick of gum in a cylinder type stick, wrapped in a piece of, like, paper, slightly waxed paper, not wax paper, just some of that kind of candy wax paper. And around the gum in that paper was a little bit of powdered sugar, specifically for the purpose of, you would take the bubblegum cigarette, put it in your mouth, and blow out a puff of powdered sugar. This did not make me want to smoke actual cigarettes. This just made me want more gum and candy. Besides that, we did have regular candy cigarettes there too. They would generally come in, I think they were 2 or 4 sticks per little packet. And I've heard other stories from other people from the back in the daisies who go, yeah, I had my favorite pack of candy cigarettes, and I will admit, I had a favorite pack. My favorite was Lucky Strikes. Did this cause me to want Lucky Strikes as an adult? No! Do I still not smoke cigarettes? Yes! Am I going to continue this trait for the rest of my life? Very much so. Heck, I haven't even busted out my hookah in like 4 years. And I have 2 of those. I kind of miss having social time with that. I miss sitting up around a table with Mendy and Sonny and anyone else that was around, and we'd basically shoot the shiz and share the pipe. It was usually very pleasant and very relaxing, which is why I actually wound up buying a 2-hose hookah. I did that after I bought a single-hose hookah just to see if I could deal with it on my own. For the record, yeah, actually I'm fine with that. Me and the hookah were fine. The little pumpkin and I worked out great. And then I spent like, I think it was pretty cheap. It was on Amazon. I think it was like $30 or so for the big pink 2-hose hookah that I got. And I think they're really neat. I don't even buy stuff with tobacco. I just buy the kind that's herbal sheesh. Yeah, I haven't really since 2016, I think. Wow. I kind of want to convert into a lamp. Nice. Probably the last time either you or I did it was with my hookah at Tosses in 2019. I am relatively certain, because that was probably the last time I did it. I'm pretty sure you were part of it. It's just sitting in the garage. You know, to be fair, our hookahs are both sitting in the family room on the front of where the fireplace is. It's just the entire wall is a kind of a little brick shelf the whole way across. They're on the far left side, next to where the grill tool, the fireplace tools are. Mr. 2-Hose is in his fancy little metal box for transport. And the little pink pumpkin is in the cute little Amazon box, since it didn't come with a carry case, along with most of the tools and accessories like extra coals and stuff. And I'm pretty sure the bag of tea stuff is over there too. That was your last TOSCon? Me too, actually. Me too. He kind of canceled them in 2020, and I know he still has cookouts on Memorial Day weekend, but he doesn't really set up as a big open thing, and, well, we're not going to come and, like, squatter on his party. And if he wants it to be more of a locals, that's okay with me. I don't mind. Because, well, we don't need to drive 5 hours to eat at a cookout. We're okay. Just was nice seeing people. That was a Kieran Freya bad meet. Ugh, yeah, it was. Freya was such a good, nice girl, and he was just being a brat. I am sorry. And he is no longer with us either. He passed away earlier this year. That was the one that had some kind of digestive tract issue, and they took him in for surgery, and he never came out. He was a bit of a brat, but still feel bad that he passed. Especially feel bad for the owner because he was nah, them both getting hurt. I am so sorry. But I'm glad you have 3 nice doggos at your place to play with each other and have fun and that like each other, even if one doesn't like stairs, apparently. Still need to meet the newest one. With my new job, I don't think I can get time away for TOSCon anymore anyway. Ugh, that's fair. It was fun. It was a neat cookout. But in some ways, it's a lot harder to go to something like that when you don't have a home base. The fact that our hotel room was like a 5 to 10 minute drive away meant it was a lot harder for us to get away to have sit down quiet space. It was always really busy there, and it happened. Not Kieran hurting her, a third hurting both of them. Oh, that was... Oh, yeah, that was Fire's doggo. A Blith. That one was a mean doggo. He picked on everybody. Wildcard 2024. It was fun, but times changed. Yeah, I agree. It was a fun event to be at. It was getting bigger, and I think that was getting harder for all of the local residents dealing with it. A lot of people just went there with the concept of staying in Toss's house and or Crass and Dingo Roof's house, and it just... the amount of... It felt like FurCon in the weird way in that sense, because so many people were sleeping on the floor everywhere. It's like, wow. We got a hotel room. Just put that right out there. We got a hotel room. The only consistent is change. Got that right. Wabi, yeah, no. Change be good, even if it's different and jarring at first. I completely agree. Maybe this year we'll have Caddie and Autumn Con at Memorial Day weekend. We can do a little cookout at our place. What do you think, Fopsy? Yes, but growth, that is why the Furby turned into a Pafwa. This is true. Ironically, TOSCon started as a meeting for Wapafwa back when it was the Furbecue. It was the spring meeting to discuss things and eat leftover supplies from the Furbecue. I mean, we do have the space, including a nice backyard. We do, and a grill, and chairs, and all that hoo-ha. And a house with air conditioning if it gets too hot. That might be a good idea. Let's pencil that in. Actually, I have to vacuum the house. Not that big of a deal, mind you. I hope Todd's doing good. Me too. Have not heard from the dragon in an age. Yeah, not heard from ages. Agreed, Fopsy. Agreed. So many people out there that I wish I was able to spend time with all of them, both in person and online. But there's only so much time in the world any given time, you know. So yeah, thinking about that now, that actually seems like a good idea. Caddie and Fopsy con at Memorial Day weekend, like hop dobs and hamburgers and whatnot, and absolutely no mustard. because it's evil. I'm liking this idea. I'm all for this idea. This idea sounds fun. Well, now we got spring plans. And I have many months to think about it because, you know, last week of May / beginning of June is quite a ways away from end of November. Well, I know what Wild's plans are for Thanksgiving weekend. Anybody else have any fun plans that, Mendy, you mentioned maybe doing ribs this weekend on Thanksgiving? Anybody else doing something fun? Cooking up an animal of some sort? Sharing with friends or family? Traveling an ungodly distance to eat a meal? Be with people you don't want to be with? To all accounts, I give an I understand. Whenever I started this job a long time ago, I actually volunteered to work Thanksgiving as an excuse that I didn't have to go spend time with some of my more bigoted family members. And it wasn't until after I moved all the way out here to Indiana, I think, that I found out how many of my relatives I definitely don't want to spend time with. It was not long before I moved out here that when Grandma died and then Uncle Dick died, and I found out around that time that Aunt Jade specifically made it clear to Uncle Dick he was not allowed to tell us how we were going to hell for being gay. I appreciated Aunt Jane for that. And I found out that Uncle Rick apparently said, after he found out I was not straight, I was never allowed in his house again. To which I went, well, your kids like me. In fact, your kids practically worship me and Fopsy as the cool kids when we were around at Grandma's funeral. Because, and I quote, the two of us were the cool kids. Then again, when you live stuck in the prison that is Apollo, as still at this point, as a 20-something-year-old, anyone with any technology and experience in the real world is probably part of the cool kids. Not going to see family this year as they're traveling to South America until the end of the year. That sounds like a really fun time for them, though. I hope your family has a good time and enjoys going down to the South Americas. America. They're still in America. Fun benefit. I get this a lot when people talk about America, and they're like, America. I left America to go to Canada. I left America to go down to Mexico. I'm like, you didn't leave America. Those are part of even... that's not even all of America. America goes up to Canada. North America still goes down to Mexico. And then there's Central America, which is a lot of little places that I don't remember all the names of, and Cuba and all of that stuff. Those are all parts of America. And then you have South America, which is, again, more America. It's America Part 3, the Remericaing. And that's got a whole bunch of countries in it and of itself. So, if you see somebody, they're from Brazil, they're American. Just putting that out there. Woo, I was once one of the cool kids. One time. Once. Woo! You're still cool kids. Well, I'll be like, they are. They text me once in a while with photos of their travel. I am so glad. I'm glad they're having a good time. That's awesome. Um, I don't expect ever to retire before I am unable to function. So I don't expect to be one of these retirees that gets to go travel the globe and go on an adventure in South America or Europe or something. I'm going to be happy that if when I retire, I'm still going to be able to go to Anthrocon and MFF. Woo! Big travels. Be fursuiting with a oxygen tank strapped to me. Riding around in one of them power wheelchairs. Yeah. I'm fursuit till I can't. That's basically my answer to all that. Oh, yay, that's right. Happy day. I haven't been out of the country in quite a long time. I really want to get my passport redoodled and maybe drag the Fopsy up to Canada or something. Canada's not that bad from here. I mean, we could be in Canada within a couple of hours, easy. We just drive up north to Michigan and then drive south to Canada, and we're there. I know I'm being silly, but yeah, we have to drive south to get to Canada from our location because of the way the bridge is. I know there's a FurryCon in Toronto that I think would just be a blast to go to for, one, experience a convention in another country with Fopsy. Two, get to go to Toronto again. I have not been there since I was a teenager. And three, actually be the one to drive in another country. I think that would be really neat. And I know we have a few friends up that direction. I know Babs lives up that way. She's a Toronto poof. Cyber lives up there, and she actually notices me, which I find amusing, and find it really cool that a popular fursuit maker actually recognizes me. I may have bought a couple from her, so that might be a thing. So yeah, and I know a few other people up that direction too. I-69 all the way to Canada. Oh yeah, 69. I'm down for this. Seriously, the only thing I am concerned about is the effort it's going to take to get a passport redone, and it's just that I haven't looked into it. That's it. So, those things last for like 10 years when you get them done anyway. Might as well get it done at some point just so that we can, I don't know, go to Canada and get a plate of poutine. Then I won't eat it because I don't like cheese on my fries. To all you Wisconsiners and Canadians who find cheese curds a yummy food product, I still don't get it. But I'm okay with you enjoying it. I will happily just have gravy on my fries. I do really enjoy that. I find that a very tasty option. If anything, now I'm really kind of craving gravy fries. And I do have some instant gravy in the cabinet. Maybe tomorrow night I'll make myself some gravy fries. Just you know, to have gravy fries. Cheese curds. Fried is so good. IKEA fries and gravy is so good. Oh, I know that more than enough of my friends around here will go to Culver's and get the fried cheese curds. And I'm okay with them enjoying them. They don't look disgusting. They look like little balls of friedness. I just know that I would not enjoy eating them. IKEA fries and gravy are so good. You know, the fries and gravy I miss most, and Mendy, you might remember this one. I think it was called Wiener World on Smithfield Street, across from the Smithfield Street parking garage. Those gravy fries were so good. Amazingly good. I mean, they made me happy. Good. They were just delicious. It was across the street from my college's front door. So on our 20-minute break in the middle of Smithfield Street, across from the Smithfield Street garage in Pittsburgh. I tried making homemade poutine once. It wasn't bad. Well, I'm glad it was pretty good. It was next to the weird, the name, I think it's called Wiener World. I'm pretty sure that was the name of it. I've made gravy fries more than a few times here, and I've never been sad with the result. It's okay. You don't have to remember every stupid little place in the middle of Pittsburgh. It's not on your required list. And for all the years we've gone to Anthrocon in downtown Pittsburgh, I've still not drug Autumn in there to get a thing of gravy fries. I don't know why I've never, made this happen. Other than I probably at this point, the amount of grease on them, we'd probably both get diarrhea almost immediately. But the concept of eating them would probably be good. The idea of it would be tasty. I was mostly in Oakland and Southside back in the day. In the Oakland. Yeah, I did. That sucks. I think some of the sub-O's still exist, but they're not the same. Like, I think the one in Monroeville still is there. Or is that Holiday Park? I think it's Holiday Park. But I think that one's still there. But nothing is the same as the Dirty O. Well, for the fries, yeah, but everything else was super questionable. I'm back with dinner in hand. Woot! Yay! A well-fed plushie. Do you have the quality polyfill tonight? Like some cluster or some of the zigzags? Add be that way. I'll be boring for a minute and a half. Ad dance, ad dance. This is the ad dance for everyone who doesn't have to see the ad. Ad dance, ad dance, ad dance. Cavatelli pasta and chimkins. I came into this stream full, and you're still making me hungry. Then again, I usually eat something as soon as stream gets over anyway. Ad should be ending in a few moments. Boop. Move that file on. Wait. Click the button. Yeah. Boop. And we're back. Yay! Welcome back. Oh, there we go. Just with herbs and olive oil. That is a good option. I do like it when I have something like that sometimes. It does make for a good day. Last Saturday, I heated up a little jar of pesto and some meatballs and had that with linguine, and it was fine. I think it was a Prego brand sauce, so it was not the worst, but it was not that great. And I was about 3/4 of the way through my bowl of nudes, about the size I normally eat, and I was bored of the flavor of the pesto. I didn't even want to eat my last two little meatballs that were in my bowl. I ended up throwing them away because I'm like, I'm not going to eat this because at this point, this flavor is now disgusting me. In fact, it made everything else taste bad for the rest of the night almost. Like, I had a bowl of cereal shortly after to try and get the taste out of my mouth, and the pesto that was like stuck in my mouth and in my throat made the cereal taste sour. And the milk was fine because I've had it several times since then, and it was okay. It made it taste like spoiled milk. It was yucky. What that said, yeah, we have so much pesto. Yeah, but you make good pesto. You and Sunny grow your own basil. So I'd made a full bag of linguine, a full 1-pounder. So the next day, for dinner, I took some of the pre-cooked cube chicken, just the little unbreaded Tyson chicken cubes, frozen peppers and onions, and a can of mushrooms, some garlic and a little Worcestershire, salt and pepper, and heated that up, added a big heap of the leftover linguine, heated it up in the pan in the veg/meat mixture, and that was amazingly delicious. And it made, I was like, why was the pesto I was looking forward to so sad, but this weird thing so delicious? So that's definitely a recommendation for anyone that looking forward to a good option. I'm going to go try growing basil next year. I have grown basil several times. My only problem is my good pot outside where I can grow it. The MFN squirrels think it's a good place to go dig up and bury nuts. Every time I get plants in that thing, they think it's theirs, and they need to dig it up. If it starts to grow flowers, quickly remove them, and it will keep growing. Nice. Yeah. Grow that basil. Ironically, out of all the things I've grown in the past, basil's one of the ones that, even though it wasn't supposed to, it repeat grew the following year. Like, I didn't plant more of it, and the next year, it came up. I'm like, really? You're awesome, basil. You keep being you. I'm going to build a raised planter. The funny thing is, ours is raised. It's one of those big, fake terracotta pots. Big, giant plastic ones. And it's up on top of 4 of those the cement tiles to be just used to make instant patio. So there are 4 of these like 1.5 to 2-inch thick brick slabs, and then the giant pot, and then the squirrels still jump up on it and think it's their diggy space. I'm considering putting chicken wire up around it to see if I could actually keep it. It's about the only option I think I have left. So next spring I'll look into that. Get some chimkin wire. Because I was trying to grow both mint and basil in there, because those are 2 of my favies. Stops mine from being killed. Good. Yeah. I'm sure that I can buy that over at Nards. Nards! Yeah, I was considering chicken wire. Where I grew up, in the middle of town. I say that so loosely. We didn't have really a squirrel population amongst the residential areas because it wasn't constant trees in Apollo. Whereas here in our little Georgetown area of Fort Wayne, if you look at us on Google Maps, where we are, you just see trees. You don't see houses. That's how much tree canopy we have here, and squirrels think they own it. I had 2 for my berry bushes and Japanese maple due to buns. Bananas. Funny thing is, I was considering where the one piney type bush in our front porch area, it was dead when we bought the house. I was considering trying again to put the blueberry bushes there and see if they grow. I don't know if we have a good shot at it, but at least the front yard gets sun. So, might work. Either there or over in the actual gardeny garden zone between the driveway and the front sidewalk. I know a certain vixen would be very happy if I grew her blueberries. Ooh, blueberry bushes. My hubby would love to grow that. Yeah. I'm going to put that on my maybe list for next spring. See if I can try that again. There's not much I have in love with in our front garden zone, so I might be able to just make a spot and turn that into blueberry area. See what happens. I'll try getting several little blueberry bush plants and stick them in the ground in one area and cross my fingers at least one of them happens. And for the record, I don't hate blueberries either. I find them fine. I find them fine. I don't crave them like a certain vixen does. And I'm in no way opposed to having them growing in our house. I mean, we technically have a cherry tree, but it's not a kind of cherries you can eat, as far as I know. But it's very pretty. It makes pink flowers. I like the pink flowers. In my cleanup quest out back this last weekend, I did go on a hack and slash adventure with the bush saw. You know that little saw thingy that you use to, well, trim bushes down with. Yes, you're allowed. I went to a lot of the places where I couldn't mow during the year that had grown a lot of tall, stupid stuff, and hacked it all off, including several places where squirrels had planted trees, some of which I almost thought I wasn't going to be able to hack through with the hedge saw. I succeeded. Apparently, just go slow and be persistent, and you can get through. I know I found quite a few interesting things. I think it was holly. There were tiny little red berries on a couple of these trees that had found spaces in our backyard. Now, I'm not opposed to trees, mind you. We have big trees. In fact, I would love to have more trees in places where it's appropriate. But these were growing either next to the house, in the middle of our back patio, or in this little section between two other large trees in the backyard, which it's already tree crowded there. They have no place to be, and they would just end up getting choked and or in the way. So they had to go. really, really, really want blueberry bushes and Japanese maples. I would love Japanese maples too. We have some kind of maple out back. I know for sure we do. The amount of maple leaves I raked out of that one section of the front yard. One of those trees is definitely a maple tree. Not complaining about being a maple tree, just complaining about the amount of leaves that were in that section. Hi, Nepal. How are you, plush kitten? Hi. How you doing, little pink? There you are.
There now that I'm eating dinner.
Good girl. Eat them dim-dims. Boop. Pretty kitten. I always lose track of where people actually are because I can't remember when cameras are inverted or straight on. So I usually look the wrong direction first when looking for someone. Even though I know the couch is to my left, and I can see the couch is there, and I see Nepal to my right, I will still look to my left first because I'm looking at a camera where Nepal's on the left side. Physics. Maples of all varieties are your fave. Yee! Oh, good tree news. The place where our tree that we lost this summer, out of where the stump is, there are maple branches that are growing. I don't know if they're directly related to the stump, as in the same root system and just generating a new small tree, or if they're a fresh tree that was just opportunistic and took the space. I didn't go over and take a good close look at it. I didn't go to that part of the yard. In any case, there's a maple tree growing where that tree was, so we are getting a fresh maple. And by far, I'm going to let it grow because it's a place where I'm more than happy with there being a tree. It's in a good location. There's still a big MF and stump there. So, it's a thing. And it's slowly breaking down, so in a few years it'll probably be less of a stump and more of a schlump. And that's fine because it was apparently rotting a little on the inside, so it's quickly becoming less of a stump and more of a rotting out wood hole. But I'm very happy to see a new tree's growing there, so we will get a replacement tree and didn't have to pay for it, and Mexico paid for it. I'm sorry, that was bad. You could all cancel me now for that one. Tornado! Yeah, the tornado did that. They breed a type of Japanese maple hard enough to handle our winters. Nice. Maple. I want a maple tree that I can use to make maple syrup out of. And yes, sugar maple. Yeah. Yeah, let's get maple trees. Make maple syrup. The hard part is Vermont too, and Maine, and a lot of those places make a lot of that stuff. But it does take more than just a tree to even make a thing of maple syrup. To get a thing of maple syrup, you have like a dozen maple trees that have been growing for 50 years that are big enough to have a good sap splue come out of them.
And yet spends from cooking it down.
Yeah, and I'm not making a sugar shack in my backyard for that. I have no energy for that. My in-laws are doing that. Nice. Hello, Caddie. Hello, Iced Toast. Yes, I am doing well, and I hope you're doing well as well. Then to be like, it takes a lot for little return. Yeah, because you barely get anything out of even a large aged tree, and then you have to cook it down to a tiny little quantity of syrup. Fops would be like, I have a money.
Boy,
Hmm?
oh boy, fresh maple syrup is.
Oh, yeah. I've been up north. I've had some. It's good. There's a whole post-tap process. It's a lot of effort, too, yeah. Ice Toast is like, it's 3:30 a.m., I'm contemplating life. I hope it's good things. Contemplate how awesome your life is, Ice. Contemplate how many nice people you know, and how many happy things you've seen, how many wonderful foods you've eaten over the years, and how many cool stuff you have left to do. Mendy is, they're also trying for honey, but they might lose the hives this year. Oh, I'm sorry. Honey is one of those things I'll let other people deal with. Being moderately allergic to buzzes, yeah, those don't have to be part of my life. I don't want to have to carry.
I want to be involved in collecting the honey, but that's certainly the result.
Heck yeah. Nom nom. Delish honey. I didn't go in that door yet. I'll have to do that later. I went to all the doors upstairs. I did.
Yes, the center one is in this same thing, but like two sides up top go into separate, like entire separate rooms.
Yeah, I went in those, but I didn't go to this one down here. Assuming it's actually a door. There we go. Nah, Kitty says no. Not door. Decorador. That's okay. We have enough doors in our lives. I'm definitely looking forward to cooking a turkey this weekend. I love my opportunities to get to do that. I do find it interesting how cheap turkeys get. I did tell the story last week about the first time I made a turkey for Thanksgiving is because I saw it was literally 50 cents for the turkey. The whole thing was 50 cents. So I was like, I can't mess this up. Yeah, Giant had some crazy sale on the turkeys, and all you had to do is have your membership card, which is a freebie there, so boot my card, ring up turkey, figure out what to do with the turkey.
Sure, wasn't a typo?
I don't know, but there was a whole, like, section of them full of turkeys. They were all priced about the same. Oh. So, yay. This year's Turkleton picked up on Thursday of last week. Gobbles weighs, according to the tag, 17 and a half pounds, and cost $10 and some change.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean that's more than enough to feed our little clan that's going to be showing up of 10 to 12 people. And I was like, $10? Shoot, that's how much I spent on that same trip for one steak. One strip steak compared to one 17-pound turkey. I also bought one ribeye that was slightly more expensive than the turkey. It was really tasty, though. I had been craving steak for a few weeks. I normally had been cooking steak every other week, and I'd not for over a month. So I was jonesing pretty hard. I was like, one stack bad. And I was like, I'm just gonna buy stack. I'm just getting this. This is now mine, and I'm eating it. Oh, it was so nice. There's also that thing about if you don't eat something for a while or don't have something for a while, it tastes so much better. So I haven't had steak in several weeks, so this ribeye tasted delicious. I even overcooked it a little bit from where I like. It was closer to medium than rare, and I still was so happy with the flavor. It was only on the grill for 5.5 minutes, too. So, just cooked up fast. Silly meat. No, it's still pretty thick. We need a new grill next spring. This one's now 6 years old, and I'm pretty sure looking at the way the flames come up, the burners are not producing even splay anymore. And the grill grates are definitely not what they used to be. They're not going to fall apart, but they've definitely lost a few layers of coatings or whatnot, because they're a lot smaller. She's been a good girl, though. Lasted me a lot of years. I'm probably going to go with another both. This is a two-way model. It's a gas, but has a charcoal tray insert, so I can just leaf the grates up, put the charcoal tray down, and put coals in. And it's lasted me, well, over 6 years, because I got it when we moved in, and we've lived here for 6.5 now, so there's that. I should bust out the coals one of these times and do that, but that takes a lot more thinking ahead. Timing, like, oh, I'm going to make charcoal steaks tonight. Oh, I got to go out and light the charcoal and make sure it's hot. With the propane, at least all I know is go out 10 minutes before the steak is going to go on. Turn the grill on. Then put steak on there. While it was like I'm thinking about picking up steak for Friday, gotta pick that up when I'm at the store on Wednesday. Good plan, because going to the store on Thursday is... I always feel bad going to the store on Thanksgiving. And even going to just the regular grocery stores on Black Friday, it feels like a suicide mission. I know I have to...
It's not as bad as it used to be, though.
Yeah. Like, ever since 2020, Black Friday's mellowed out a lot. That's why I'm tilting a little this way. But I do have to go to the grocery store or something on Friday because I'll need to replenish the ice in the cooler for Mr. Turkleton. Because he needs to be sitting in a cold place with his yummy, yummy brine and be defrosted. And I don't think I can fit him in the fridge. And it's not like me complaining to Fopsy we need to clear out the fridge, more of a I think he's too tall to fit on the biggest section we have. If anything, I would take the one remaining brownie in that tray out of the fridge, because that's where I'd be sticking it if Turkleton's short enough. I will be testing this on Wednesday before I go out to buy ice, because that's the time I would have to start the ice process, or sticking it in the fridge. I've been told my turkey's really good. I find it okay. But I do find it fun. I love cooking a big thing. Making a big ham, a big turkey, a big rib roast. Oh, rib roast. One of the most expensive but tasty roasts I've ever had. Yeah, I do need to do that again. That's fun. Maybe Christmas will do a rib roast. See if I can afford it. That is expensive. Even if you get one that's like gonna serve like 6 people or whatnot, it's easily $100 to $150 for a small rib roast. Yeah. And when you buy something that big, you do your darndest to not F it up in the oven.
Medium rare at most.
Heck yeah. Anytime I go to a restaurant that has prime rib as an option, and it's not like all of the money, I tend to buy it. We have a few good steak places, being here in the Midwest. Obviously, that's one of the few things we apparently do over here that you should be aware of too. I go over to the place called The Factory, and I can get the big cut of prime rib, and it's only like $25. And that still comes with a side, like, and a potato or a cup of soup or something. And oh, it's so good.
We have a place like that near here called the Black Hawk Steak.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, moving to the Midwest had some major benefits, like cow. I grew up, and for the longest time, steak was we went to the big fancy place known as Ponderosa. Later, we started to drive farther away to go to the fancy place. It was called Haas's, which is like a half a step up from a Ponderosa. If you've not heard of Ponderosa, you're fine. Okay. When a restaurant like that's...
I'm old enough to know about Ponderosa. Thank you very much.
Oh, I didn't know how far out they stretched, is all. Because, like, Eaton Park doesn't come out this way, or Kings. That's part of our other things I grew up with.
Well, we had Ponderosa in Ohio.
Okay. Congratulations. You also probably had Haas's.
Not that I can think of, I think.
They were a slightly nicer place. I do remember Ponderosa more advertised their as a steak place. When you're spending more time advertising your salad bar than your steaks, there's a problem.
Well, I remember, wasn't Ponderosa, didn't they always advertise to, like, I don't know, the 65 and older crowd a lot?
I'm not sure. I was young when I last went there. So I don't know. Haas's had a cool situation, at least until shortly before we left central Pennsylvania. When you'd get there, they had a menu right next to the entrance, and you'd stop at a cash register right there, and you would order your steak and your side or whatever and your drink, and then a waitress would take you to your table, and you were then released to the salad bar to start grazing, And your order was already in. You didn't have to sit down and look at a menu and order a Pepsi and then wait around for the waitress to come back and then order a steak. Your order was in. Your process had begun. This was so efficient. And they actually had a pretty good salad bar as far as salad goes. And they usually had really good soups on tap, too, in the salad bar. So you start off with a nice bowl of soup, a little salad, maybe some nachos or whatever, and maybe some ice cream. Depends on how hungry you were before the steak made it out. But the way you ordered your steak meant you'd barely get through your salad and soup that you went up and got, and your steak was out. Shortly before we left Central Pennsylvania, they changed their system, and it was now normal, sit down, hand you a menu, order your Pepsi, wait 5 minutes, then you were allowed to order your steak, and then now I'm 2 salads and 2 soups in before my meal gets here, and now I'm full. Or I ate my salad and soup, and now I'm sitting around staring into space going, man, it'd be nice if I had my piece of meat. That'd be cool. Anytime now.
They must have changed. They must have changed on it or something.
It had to be. Because it wasn't just our hosses. All of them did that. And it's like, man, that had been that way since I remember when I was small and we first went there. That was special occasion eating was hosses. We go there on like Mother's Day and stuff like that. Also, that is one of the few times I ever remember going to a restaurant and waiting in a line of like 50 people. And every hosses I went to in years prior to moving out of Pennsylvania still had the queue space where they would have the velvet rope going down that you'd walk down the one side, walk back the other side, but you never needed it anymore because they were actually a lot more efficient at this point. But growing up, that was what you did. It was Mother's Day or whatever. You're at hosses. You're standing in this line. You make it all the way to the end. And then me, being stupid and young and didn't understand steak because my parents told me that steak was a thing that had to be well done, I would order fish. Because it's Haas's Steak and Sea House. Haas's is hospitality. And I'd ordered langostinos, which are kind of tiny lobsters. Which you can't get anymore. Because Chile made rules about exporting them. Sadness. Fopsy says, Factory, we need to eat out more again, but it's expensive and this year's been rough. Yeah, it's been a rough year financially. Wow, it says Ponderosa was my steakhouse as I was growing up. Yup. I think we all feel you there, Wild. We all feel you. We had a not Ponderosa in Carlisle. I can't remember the name of it. I know it burnt down. Fopsy, do you remember what the name of that bad steak place was?
Wasn't a Ponderosa.
It was some other name like that.
Yeah, it was one of those. I'm trying to remember.
Haas is actually still around.
Oh yeah, Haas's is still there.
They are all over Pennsylvania.
Yeah, to be fair, out of a lot of the general steak places, they actually cook a good steak if you don't ask for it well done. Dare I say, even a sirloin there of different types turns out really good. Last few times I went there, they had about 6 different cuts of the sirloin sector. I always would go with the cleaver cut, which was a really thick, wad of steak, and I don't think they ever messed up overcooking that bad boy, because it was super thick. Bonanza, that was it. Thank you, Wild. Yeah, Bonanza felt exactly like a Ponderosa, and they had 3 steaks on the menu. If you're a steakhouse and you have 3 steaks on the menu, try harder. Even fancy places with consolidated menus I know of have more than a couple of steaks on the menu. Cork and Cleaver, which is a fancier steak place around us, has their entire menu on a cleaver. And they managed to have like 5 or 6 different steaks and seafood options. And the sides are on there too.
Actually, Haas's prices are not that bad.
No, they're not. They were actually reasonable. They're tasty, so.
Like for a 6-ounce filet mignon, it's like $32. That's not bad for a
Yeah. Is the cleaver cut still on the menu?
Yep, $26.
Oof, wow, that has gone up. That used to be well under the 20 mark. That's one of the reasons why we got it. It was cheap.
I mean, it's $20 if you don't get the size.
Yeah, but I want a baked sweet potato. I like my baked sweet potato. It's tasty.
For a 10-ounce cut this size, that's honestly not horrible. Yeah.
That's pretty good, actually. Little secret, I think the factory's cheaper. And they're better. I'm not sure how far the reach of this particular conglomerate goes, but the restaurant company known as Don Halls owns the factory. And they're a thing here around Fort Wayne, and they have everything from some lower-end restaurants all the way up to places where you'll easily spend $100 for dinner for one person. Though I gotta say, that was a really tasty dinner. Last time I got a ribeye at Factory, I think it was like $22, something like that. And that included a side, and, you know, a potato and a vegetable or a soup or whatnot kind of situation. But then again, it's been a while since we ate out on purpose. Other than because we were being social with friends. What am I missing here? Yes, it was Bonanza, says Fopsy. Hums the Bonanza theme. Yeah, see, that's what I was trying to do. I remembered the theme song to Bonanza made me think of it, but I couldn't remember the name of Bonanza because I started trying to think of the song. Wow, it's like I need to go back to the factory. It's been a long time since I ate there. Us too. It's so taste. Flopsy's like, Don Hall. You can have ribeye, you can have filet, or you can choose what's behind door number 3. Like a ahi tuna sandwich. Oh wait, that's Monty Hall. But still, yes. Flopsy usually gets the ahi tuna sandwich. And I don't complain because it looks pretty. And they do cook it well.
Basically, you cook it for about 2 seconds every time.
Agreed. I do cook tuna at home occasionally, and I go a full minute per side, and it gets just a good sear on each side, and then I put it on a plate. It gets just enough to get a good barely coating of brownies, and then its tastes. Oh, and Alstance. Hi there, Caddie. Don't mind me doing this. Thank you for banning the anti-Semitic hate speech person. I appreciate that. Flopsy says, thank you. Don't forget to report, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Well, they cross platforms. Silly Flopsy. Yes, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring my little notification bell. That way you'll know next time I post a video on YouTube. Please do. I'm right at 200 people away from getting to be able to monetize the ads. You'll see whether or not I'm monetizing, so please. And All Sense did report. Yee! Flopsy gave a heart. All Sense be like, this guy hopped on Snow's and started posting Snow's Discord. Nice. Good work on the ban, then. Thank you very much. Mandy B. Oof. As YouTube starts banning furries. Well, yeah, you see, that's the trick. If they're banning all the other furries and I'm still there, I then have a monopoly of furry to be. So, if you're following me, that'll make me visible more, and all the rest of the people that can't follow other furries that they want to see, I'm there.
Yeah, they start banning furries, and then the issue is furries are the ones that actually run the market. So that's going to be interesting.
Another kind of friend, associate of mine, Odin, got ganked off of YouTube, both his accounts recently. His naughty account, which was age restricted, got taken down a couple months ago. And they just took out his other account, which was older, which they claimed he was ban avoiding by using this other account, which he not only had been using more and was much older, and they took it out and are giving no recourse. And that was his livelihood. Yeah, taking out someone's job with no recourse, that's BS. So far, I'm at least staying under the radar as far as places like that go. No one thinks I'm worth banning. Paste.
You haven't ticked off YouTube.
Not yet. Give me time. Give me time. I'm sure I can manage. Where's my notepad? Dismiss changes. That's what I was doing. This is what I get for not keeping my copy and paste handy. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Yeah, I know. I messed something up where I had a copy paste I was doing something with on another window, and I accidentally uncopy paste and didn't save my text. Where did the short version go? There it is. Found it. Found my text. I have a text document full of way too much information. Copy. And paste. I'm multitasking. And copy. keyboard. Space. Paste. Yeah. Copy, and finally, paste where I need it. There. Computer, do things for me. Ta-da! How do you preemptive ban all stands? Oh. I don't know. And we're not preemptive banning all stands, at least. We're just all stands is preemptive banning. Just to be clear, we're not preemptively banning all stands because all stands is a very sweet fun boy. All stands has been doing no bunny bans. Got that right, Fopsy. Got that right. Well, recently around here, we've had a couple of small meetups with some of our local furry fluffs. Both at the ramen / sushi house, which I'm never going to complain about that. Going to grumble that I dropped like $30 easily, maybe $40 on just myself, but you know, I'm not going to complain about the fact that I'm eating it. It's delicious. And a couple weeks ago, we went to the... Okay, it is a Chinese buffet. It's labeled the Tokyo Buffet. It's just like the fourth name that building has had since we've lived here. And it's... Honestly, the food, I think, has gotten better over the years. One of the few times I feel like I can go to a Chinese buffet and at least break even. Because normally, when I eat Chinese food, we do the takeout thing, and both of us will order 2 main coursey type things each. Like I'll order the sesame chicken and a lo mein, the large plate of it. And I'll eat maybe a third of both of those things. And then I'll have 2 more meals out of those 2 trays of food. Also, go crazy, spend like $3.50 and get the quart of wonton soup to go with it, which is 2 lunches right there for $3.50. And it actually keeps one in the fridge for a few days easily. But at a buffet, they don't let you take home like 3 boxes full of leftovers, so you gotta go hungry and eat what you can. I found there was enough variety of good, fresh, hot foods on this buffet this time, and the last time we were there, and everything actually legit tasted good. It didn't taste like the General Tso's have been sitting out there for a week and a half, and they just keep stirring it every so often or something. Because I think we've all been to a Chinese buffet like that, and no. I think the only thing that I had that I would give a negative review to was the sushi. And mostly because every single thing that was a roll either had cream cheese, mayonnaise, or both, which means I couldn't have them. I got just some nigiris there, and they were fine. They weren't good. They weren't disgusting. They were fine. They tasted like... Well, it's just the way they do their rice, I suppose, and the quality of the fish involved. And it is a buffet, so they're making it for the masses that are probably going to waste half of it. But it was just... It tasted like grocery store sushi. Just kind of... It's okay. It fills the bill if you're just absolutely craving salmon on rice, but for my fill up the tummy buck, I was all about eating the things I wanted. The fried dumplings were delicious. And those cost so much on takeout anymore. It's hard for me to, budget to get 8 fried dumplings for $8. But But at a buffet, they don't stop me from eating 8 of them.
Actually, if you like dumplings, there's a place in Chinatown called Chicago. Really, really
Dumplings.
cheap. Not
Yeah.
all cheap, but really, really good.
Nice. Out of the meat things I think I liked the best this last trip, there was a hibachi chicken that was on one of the buffet units, which had a really good... it tasted very much like our good hibachi place, Kodo. Their chicken, pretty much, so that was really good. They had a pepper chicken, which was really tasty, and the one I liked the most, strangely, was the honey chicken. A tempura chicken with a honey glaze on it. I think the honey even added an extra crispiness. It didn't water down the tempura glaze. It actually made it crispier. Like crispy, honey crispy on the outside. I was like, how did you make chicken... How did you make fried chicken wet and make it actually crispier? That's pure science. Also tastes like it had just been put out, so it was like super, super fresh flavor. I'm like, oh, why did I have you last? I would have had more of you.
Here, I typed out the name of the place in chat because there's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce them. They are absolutely amazing.
Quinziang. Quinziang Wan Dumplings. It says, oh,
Yeah, that's what I thought I would do.
oh, copy the username from Snow's chat. Ah, nice. I assume you meant the person I banned rather than having me banned. Yes. To pre-ban them on a different channel. Nice. Yeah, Mendy, you might want to do so. You're keep yourself safe too. Fopsy B. Look like their account's new now disabled. Woo! Taken care of. Problem solved. Mendy be like, oh good, that's easier. Nepal said the name of the delicious dumpling place. Quin Xiang Oan Dumpling. I'm pretty sure I'm close on that. While B...
Like close to around.
I eat a lot of Chinese restaurants. And I ask them to say things because I want to do my best. And I know I'm going to say things wrong.
If you want to get dumplings sometime during MFF, let me know.
Dumplings. Wild is like, I'm craving an egg roll. This is why I'm thinking of doing woos on Thursday. Ooh. Ooh. You know, I was just thinking about making General Tso's chicken on Thursday, but, yeah, I'll probably just make General Tso's because I probably shouldn't eat out. But woos. For the record, Woo's is a local Chinese restaurant we have that is actually authentic Chinese food. And I mean really authentic Chinese food. And it's not the cheap place to eat at.
Oh, these dumplings are quite legit.
It's always fun when you find the one legit Chinese place in your area. Like, I know where we have a legit Chinese place, Woo's. We have the legit ramen place. We have found one good Thai place that we're pretty sure is fairly legit. We know the Vietnamese place downtown. But I could name you about 7 shitey Chinese takeout places that we tried before we found the one that we actually like for our, average Thursday takeout. Not your Wubo, but your, man, I just want a big tray of General Tso's and a thing of lo mein. Ron.
Chinese places here in the little town that I live in. We have 2 Chinese places, and one of them is like in the place that it looks like it doesn't be like a actual Chinese building, but it's like greasy and disgusting inside, and the server was like lecture in my hospital about why it does this. This is one of this dish.
I guess you eat at the other Chinese place.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I still love how our takeout Chinese place is called Hibachi. Because they decided to not change the name on the building when they moved in. Because it used to be like a Sakura Japan. And it looks like it in the inside too. But good gravy, they are always on point. I will drive the extra 5 to 10 minutes to them to get Chinese food over the place that I could walk 5 minutes to get to the Chinese food from. The Peking that's around the corner from us is sadness. I mean, we ordered there twice. Both times the whatever items we both got, we usually Fopsy gets General Tso's and I get sesame chicken. So we, as one of our items, so we each got our tempura in goo chicken. They both tasted like they'd been sitting around all day, and just the sauces weren't even that good as far as either sauce. I usually buy a noodle thing. Yeah, the noodles were greasy. They weren't good. On a further note, a place that a friend had recommended us to when we moved in, I think it was called Hop Sings. They're takeout only. I got a combo platter from them, and the fried rice came in a little styrofoam cup. Do you remember back in elementary school getting the ice cream in little styrofoam cups? It was the same little styrofoam cup. You know what the fried rice tasted like in little styrofoam cup? Tasted exactly like the little styrofoam cup. I didn't know you could mimic. It was disgusting. I remember there the chicken product was fine. It wasn't right homeable, but it wasn't like detrimental. But if your fried rice that's coming with us, for one thing, in a combo platter, I'm used to a bit more than a little tiny, shot glass of fried rice. And two, I want it to not taste like styrofoam. I have my standards.
You're asking way too much.
Fopsy be like, y'all are making me hungry and I really don't need food, but I'm craving it anyway. Thank you. Also, while there are egg rolls in our freezer, thank you, Sam's Club. Definitely, if you have Sam's membership, recommend looking at for the 16-pack of egg rolls. They taste like your average takeout one. And I think it's like $5 or $6 for the 18-pack. They're wonderful.
It's actually really cheap.
I know, it's scary. I'm really happy with that one because they're decent. Sometimes I'll buy also their little fried rice packets. If you're looking at your average takeout Chinese, I'd say they're like a point or two below the average takeout Chinese. And they're about $1 a bag. And a bag fills up a Corel bowl, pretty much even. Corningware, just a regular round cereal bowl. I think that's a measurement device like everyone understands at this point in life.
Close enough.
So, for a while, that was one of my treat Friday lunches I'd have for myself. Is I'd have the microwave packet of fried rice and 2 microwave egg rolls, and that was my Friday treat lunch. It made me happy. Wow, it says, I don't have a Sam's membership. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, we don't have one either, but I wouldn't mind getting a
They probably have the same brand. I mean, it's one of the more common ones, like Ming or something like that. Wild says he doesn't have a Sam's, but that much in food for the house. I understand. May go for with soft stocks. To be
I
fair,
mean, Foxy, if you're gonna really force me to decide, I guess that's okay.
out of some of the things I buy at Sam's Club, I actually justify the membership more than the actual food products I buy there. Especially if you add in any shelf-stable products that I purchase. For a cube of toilet paper, it is $10 less to buy Charmin at Sam's Club, and if you buy when it's on sale, it's like 15 less. So you go from 40 down to 30 or 25 for a cube of TP. Right there, if you go through a cube of toilet paper in a year, that is $10 to $15 savings out of your $50 to $60 membership, whatever it is now. I don't know. It auto pays out of my Sam's Club credit card. But you add in things like dishwasher detergent product, or hand washing detergent, or other basic supplies, paper towels. Oh my god, the paper towels. The Selecticize from Sam's Club, their brand, I like better than the Bounty, and it's a heck of a lot cheaper. And it comes in like a 15-roll pack. And they're each individually wrapped, too, so you don't open up the 15-roll pack and like, well, now I need to make sure these aren't in a musty place. But add in things like packs of ramen. The 24-pack of ramen is a lot cheaper than buying it in 12 packs at the regular store. If you eat canned tuna, big savings there. Canned vegetables are about the same price, honestly, if you were going from buying like Great Value or Kroger brand veggies to buying what you get there, because they're the Del Monte ones. So it's actually a little more expensive to buy an 8-pack of corn at Sam's Club than it is to buy 8 cans of Great Value or Meyer corn. Little things. You still got to be careful. Got to be smart with this stuff. Popcorn chicken is one we definitely save on because we both actually really enjoy it as an easy, quick food. And it was like, on having bought 4 bags of popcorn chicken at $60 is the equivalent of buying about $100 worth of Tyson brand chicken, popcorn chicken in the regular store. So one trip filling up the popcorn chicken supply plus a toilet paper in a year is basically my Sam's Club membership. Right there. Those 2 items alone is Sam's Club. Add a couple packs of ramen, you made silly. You win. We use the gel dishwasher detergent, which I've heard is actually the worst option. But, we like it. It's easy to deal with. But you buy that at Sam's Club, and it's almost half the price that it is at the regular grocery stores for some reason. It's a twice as big container for about the same exact price. Cascade brand goo. Go figure. You'd be surprised what you can save on and what you don't save on with that stuff.
It's the cheapest powder on a dishwasher.
I have been so considering trying the cheapest powder. I've heard it does just the same.
It literally does. Just put a little bit in the cup and then a little bit on the door so you actually get some pre-wash.
Yeah.
It does an awesome job. You said it. That's a lot.
Makes sense. And with the powder, I would definitely go with put the pre-wash on the door as opposed to in the little compartment, because our compartment has little grates. And I'm pretty sure that instead of it just sliding out like it should, like the goo does, it probably just like turned into a cookie in there.
Yeah, either way though, I mean, I've not had any issues since we've been doing that. It's saving a lot of money.
Having watched Technology Connections 2 videos about why you should buy the little the pill for the, like, well, at least I knew not to buy the pill. I figured out real quick that is not cost effective. At least the goo is, I found it to be effective per load enough, and it's easy for us to deal with. But yeah, I'm probably going to try the Great Value powder just to see how it works for us. I mean, hey, if it costs almost nothing, bonus. Oh, and laundry detergent, we buy that at Sam's Club too. If you have a spot in your laundry space to put the giant squirter bottle of Tid or Snoogles, which those are the two brand we buy. Do that. You so quickly. I don't care if you're buying the Sam's Club one or not. The bigger the bottle of any of that stuff you buy, the so much more you're saving per load. It is crazy level you save the more you buy on that. And our laundry room came with shelves above the washer, so I'm like, Tide, Snug, some of the emergency backup weird stuff, like the box of OxyClean and the little container of Woolite. And I think a small bottle of laundry detergent that Fopsy's mom bought when she stayed with us for a week because she didn't want to waste our laundry detergent. And I was just like, I buy Tide in the small cow worth of Tide. You can squirt some Tide out. You're not going to break my bag here, Ma. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So she bought. It's true. I appreciate the courteousness. But for the longest time we had, I think the little thing of Gain is still up there. And the tiny thing of fabric softener she bought might also still be up there. But it was nice of her to, take care of things. We did eventually throw out the bottle of Frank's Red Hot she left in our house. We have this thing, it's called Taste. Frank's Red Hot doesn't fit that bill for us. If I'm going to have a hot sauce, I'm going to have a hot sauce that has a flavor I like. I actually am a really big fan of Tabasco's flavor. Fopsy's a big fan of El Yucateca's habanero sauces. I also do like that flavor, but if I'm going for a flavor that makes me the happiest, I do think the Tabasco is my spot. That's my jam. I can put enough on that I get a good flavor out of it without getting too much heat out of it. In fact, that taco meat tonight with the Tabasco in it was really nice. Just the tiniest spike of a zing to the taco meat from the Tabasco, but so much flavor added from it too. That taco salad is so good. Oh goodness, it is getting late, isn't it, there, dear? It is. I've been gabbing and having fun. That's the important part, though. To be fair, I'm okay with streaming longer if I'm having fun and I'm not wearing myself out too much. Assuming I don't have too much I need to do after stream in the evening. And right now I mostly just want to get some snack goo afterwards. Let's see who's available to hoobly on the doobly with. Who haven't I bothered with a raid in a while that I feel like annoying today? feel like I'd be a spot on the wall if I did that. It's hard to pick some days. Because I don't want to raid to the same person too much. I'd like to spread it out. Yeah, that's who I'll send it to. I picked. Alright. Go to the searchy thing. Type the name. Keyboard come back. No, be in the text box. Ah, there they are. Ta-da! They are playing. It looks like they're playing Call of the Doo-Doos Modern Warfare Part 3. Well, anyway, thank you all for spending some time with me and hanging out tonight. Really appreciate it.